Where's Jesus' grave?
Where is Jesus' grave? Well, he was buried, but he rose from the dead.
That made no sense.
You're damn Skippy. It doesn't make no sense. But what's even more sad is that there are grown ass people who have conditioned themselves to believe in something that even a little 5 or 6-year-old girl could look and understand that don't make no sense. That ain't real. But no, you have to find anything and everything to try and make something that isn't real. That is scary.
There are a lot of things that may or may not make sense to a 5 or 6-year-old little girl, and it won't make them more or less real whether she understands them or not. Come back here for a second, little girl. Jesus' grave is in Jerusalem, and millions of people visit his grave because they've heard about him rising from the dead. Now, it doesn't mean that all of these millions of people that visit his grave believe that he rose from the dead. Some of them believe and some of them don't. It's also understandable why she thinks it doesn't make sense. Even people who lived during Jesus's day thought it was nonsense at first, because people don't die and get buried and then leave their burial place empty every day. When some of the women who discovered Jesus's tomb empty came back and told his disciples, the Bible said, but they did not believe the women because their words seemed to them like nonsense. So I get it. But my question is, what made this story make sense for some of them who first thought this story was nonsense? Let me tell you a few things that made it make sense for them. First, you have to consider the prophecies that were declared. Well before Jesus was ever even born, prophecies spoke about someone who would come and never see decay. They would conquer death itself. David talked about it in the book of Psalms, and Paul explained it more fully, that whatever David said, it wasn't about David, because David died and his body decayed. This was about Jesus, who never saw decay. I understand why it sounds like nonsense, because it doesn't happen every day. And when Jesus rose from the dead, he fulfilled those prophecies. This is why Jesus is so special. Jesus wasn't the only person who ever died on a cross. It was a commonly practiced Roman custom to crucify people. The cross didn't make Jesus special as much as why he was on the cross and what happened after he died on the cross and was buried, which is he rose from the dead. Next, you need to consider the plans that were described. Jesus told people that he was going to have to suffer and die, but that he would rise from the dead. He told people that this was the way that it had to happen to save people from their sins. He said he was going to destroy this temple and raise it up again. And that's exactly what he did. And number 3, you can't ignore the power that was demonstrated before Jesus ever died. Did you know Jesus already demonstrated his power to defeat death by raising 3 other people from the dead before he died and rose from the dead? Lazarus, a 12-year-old girl, and the son of a widow, when he was up on the cross, because he saved so many other people from so many other things, people said he saved others, let him save himself. And guess what he did? He died and he rose from the dead. So with all the prophecies declared, the plans described, and all the power demonstrated, they should have saw this coming. And number 4, the place that was discovered. Surprise, surprise. People knew where Jesus was buried, and they went there, and his body was not there. They discovered an empty place, an empty tomb. The same tomb that millions and millions of people visit today. Whether they believe he rose from the dead or not, they go and see. And even with all the evidence we have of the place where he was buried, no one has been able to present evidence of his body. And this is why many people believe that he rose from the dead. Number 5, his presence was displayed after his death. He appeared to more than one person, more than one time, and more than one person at the same time. He ate with them, he drank with them, he fished with them, he walked with them, he talked with them. And people who witnessed these things told other people about him. His appearances changed some people who were sad, scared, and scattered into people who were willing to sacrifice their lives to share the message of this Messiah rising from the dead. I get it. Through all of these prophecies that were declared, these plans that were described, the power that was demonstrated, and the place that was discovered, and the presence displayed after, it still might not make sense to you. And so what I would encourage you to do is research these things. Don't be like a 5-year-old little girl who just walks away. Search for the truth when it comes to these things. And you may believe, you may not believe. That choice is going to be up to you. I do know that Jesus said some people will never believe, even if someone rises from the dead.